Look, they call him Coach Loggins. Born and raised, he from Chi-Town. Spreading love to the East Coast, it's a rap now. The game's over, it's winning season, I should've told you. Coach Loggins, the winning team, is the takeover.
You ready? Are we ready? Hey guys, Coach Loggins here, and this is the All the Way Up podcast, episode number 5. And I'm going to be continuing to take us through the journey of success, being successful, the trials and tribulations of what it takes to be successful, and also to remind everybody that you're not alone through this. We're all going to go through this together, and my job is to continue to help people get through this. One of the things, part of doing the podcast is that, I'm at the giving back stages right now where I take my time. Listen, I'm not trying to make a bunch of money out of this or be famous or do any of that, but all I'm trying to do is get to people and recoach and retrain myself, because that's what we do. So today, once again, we're going to be letting you know the success and trials and tribulations, what it takes, reminding you you're not alone, and we're on this journey together. We're all on this journey together. So we're going to get into one of the first parts of the fundamentals of setting up to be successful. And one of them is you got to believe in something. You got to have some belief. We've talked about mindset. We've talked about mentality, the motivation, the 3 M's. We've talked on that. We've probably beat that to death. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you don't believe in something, you're going to fall for everything. And at the end of the day, in my form of beliefs, number one, I believe in God. That's one thing that I do. You can believe in who you want. Number 2 is I believe in myself, and I have confidence in myself that I will get it done. It's not if, it's when I'm going to accomplish it. And then I have to bring that and incorporate that into my business practice, or you need to bring it into your business practice. So first part of believing in yourself is knowing that you're going to get it done, and you will find a way to get it done. If you really lean on yourself to get it done, you'll find a way. So whatever your business is today, I want everybody to take a look at, if you're not getting done what you have to get done, you have to rewind yourself, you have to start over the next day, and you have to create a belief for yourself and an understanding of how you're going to get it done. A pathway to getting it done, okay? So there's many football players, basketball players, stars, celebrities that every time before they perform or they do anything, they say a prayer. They pray over their business, they pray over themselves, they pray over their thing. That's their first start. Their second start is laying out in their mind what they're going to do through the rest of the day, the week, or the month, and then they execute that plan, okay? One of the biggest things that I can tell you is that starts in this, one is it starts with your day. I tell everybody this, and I've told them this for years. There's 24 hours in a day. People always say how they don't have time to get things done. And I don't have time to go to church on Sunday. And I don't have time to visit my friends. I don't have time to... Here's what I'm going to tell you is that you have plenty of time. If you have 24 hours in a day, and you work a 10 to a 12-hour job, let's call it 12 hours because you work hard. That gives you 12 hours of open time. The body needs an average of 5 to 6 hours of sleep. Anything more than that could be too much. Anything less than that might not be enough. So call it 6 hours. That puts you at 18 hours for the day. 18 hours for the day. What does that leave you with? It leaves you with 6 hours remaining. You have time to have your meals. You have time to talk with people. You have time to go to the gym. You have time to go to church. You have time to spend time with your family. You have time to work on yourself. So what I tell everybody is that most of the time how I start my day, and not everybody starts their day this way. Most people start a job at 8 or 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and they wait till the last minute to get out of bed. They wait till the last minute to get all their stuff done, and then they show up to work a couple minutes before, not prepared and usually unprepared. But what I tell you is, number one, you need to be 15 minutes early to everything you do. Number two is the gym is a very good way to start your day. And I'll tell you that it's hard to do and it's hard for everybody to do, but everybody likes to say, I'll work out at the end of the night. I'll work out. Let me tell you something. If you work out at the end of the night, what kind of performance are you giving yourself, and what kind of performance are you giving your body? What are you doing to your body? Are you tired? Are you wore out? You could range and possibly have injuries. So when I start my day, I'll start my day at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the gym typically by 5:15. I'm done with the gym by 6:15. I get back home, I see my kids, I do my thing, and I get ready to go to work. And then I'm by work, I get to work 7:30, 7:45 before my business completely opens. And I like to go through my business and see what's going on when nobody's there to bother me. And I plan my day at that point. I plan my day while I'm at the gym. And I'll tell you, when you get a good workout in, you're energized and ready. You're excited. You're motivated, and you're feeling pretty good. You got your workout in, because it's really hard to get in at the end of the day. And then you're accomplished. You work your day. So exercising is one of those forms of commitment that I tell everybody that you got to commit to things. And if you're going to commit to something you believe in, commit to something that's healthy for you, and commit to something that's going to keep you around. Because I'll tell you this, you don't know how long you're going to live, you don't know how long you got, and you don't know how your health is truly until you get older. But if you're not exercising, taking care of your body, and you're just beating on your body, that's not a sign of success. That's part of going above and beyond. So now we're going to switch gears and get into going above and beyond, right? So you go above and beyond for yourself, you go above and beyond in your business, you go above and beyond for your family, and go above and beyond for your goals. Listen, when nobody's watching, are you doing the best things? When nobody's watching, are you doing the right things? Are you doing the best things? Come with me through this for a second and follow me. Example, do you only do the right things when people are watching and people are listening? I have employees, I have kids, and I will tell you a lot of times, my employees or my kids do the right thing always when I'm around. And when I'm not around, it's just partial of the time. I think that is actually, it's not a bad thing, it's just a complacency thing. So do you go above and beyond in your everyday life? Do you go above and beyond for yourself? Do you go above and beyond for your family? Do you go above and beyond for your customers? Everything I do it to the fullest. And I always say, you only live once, you might as well live it to the fullest. Don't go any further but to be the best for yourself. Go above and beyond at your work. Go above and beyond at your job. When you drive fast good. Do it the best that you can. Let me tell you something. If you're going to go out and buy yourself something and you're going to cut corners over a few dollars, that makes absolutely zero sense. Spend the money on yourself. Do it. Take care of yourself, because guess what? You're going to work harder. I always tell people, spend more money, you work harder. So now we can get into the going above and beyond and tying that into exercising. And then I'm going to get into the next part where a lot of people talk about wanting to move up in companies, wanting to be the boss, wanting to slide up a corporate ladder, wanting to get promoted, wanting to move. Listen, first thing I can tell you is, if you don't have a game plan, goals, and actions and action plans to do that, you're not moving up anywhere. If you're not showing up 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes late. You know, everybody wants to move up and level up, but do you have what it takes to level up? I bet you all of you do. You just got to dig down deep and find it. You got to have to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And when I say as bad as you want to breathe, that's a real story. How bad do you want it? Do you just kind of want it? Do you want it just a little bit? Or do you want it to the point of, I want it as bad as I want to breathe? And as soon as you want it as bad as you want to breathe, just like E.T. says, then you'll be successful. That is 100% true. So when you want to move up in a company and you want to get promoted, number one is, I always say this, don't make the boss ask you the same thing twice. Don't make him. if he's got to ask you the same thing twice, you're probably not going to be the one that's going to be moved up. Number one is you got to want it. Number two is you got to commit to do it. And number three is you got to make sure that you're doing it day in and day out. Consistency. Day in and day out. How does this look through the boss's eyes? Now, if you want to move up, you got to put yourself in the boss's eyes for a second. Are you an employee or a person that the boss can count on? Are you a person that the boss knows you're doing the right things even when he's not looking or she's not looking? Are you the one that the boss knows that you want to level up and you want to take it to the next level? That doesn't mean you got to tell the boss every day. That doesn't mean you got to sit in front of the boss and say, boss, promote me. Because everybody thinks promotion, more money. That stuff is earned, guys, gals. That stuff is earned. You don't just get that by being in the right place at the right time. That doesn't happen. This isn't a lottery, and once in a blue moon, you hit it. So what I say is, how does it look in your boss's eyes, and what does your boss think of what you're accomplishing? So when I look at this stuff, if I promote somebody in my company, I take a very good eye to them, and I watch what they do, and I look at their consistency of how bad they want it. I look at the fire and the hunger in their eyes. I look at the eye of the tiger. The person that comes into work and says, oh, I'm tired. Oh, it's Monday. This sucks. I can't wait till Friday. Let me tell you something. The person that says, thank God it's Friday, I'm not even interested in that employee. Thank God it's Friday. What do you mean? Thank God it's Friday. How about, boy, I can't wait till it's Monday to start another great week and to be successful. Are you the person watching your watch saying, hey, I got another hour. Let's see if I can kick rocks for another hour. Let's see if I can fool my boss and walk around the building and do this or do that or whatever it takes. What are you doing to make sure that it's getting done, not only to be recognized, but are you truly making a difference in your business? Are you truly making a difference in your position? So what does that look through the boss's eyes? The other thing is when you level up, let me tell you something. Everybody wants to be a manager until they actually become a manager. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, guys. You got to be able to take the hits and keep on going. And the higher you move up in the companies that you're in or the businesses that you're in, the harder it's going to get. And I'll tell you, one of the craziest things is it is lonely at the top of any business. You see and you find yourself in a position where you can't always trust the people around you. You can't trust the business partners around you. And you got to keep your head on a swivel at all times because people are always trying to get at the boss. People want what the boss has. They want what the boss has, but they don't want to do the work to get to where the boss is. They want to do everything else. They want to be able to tell people what to do and how to do it. And they always want to be that. I want to be able to hire people and fire people and discipline people. Well, there's a lot that comes with that. It's called coaching. It's called mentoring. It's called leading and guiding people through a business. I can tell you, if you're one of those employees that you have to be repeated to over and over, you're probably not going to be somebody that's going to move up. And when I played this out in my life, in my business, I've always told people, I'm not the smartest person, but I am the hardest worker in the room. And I will make sure that my work prevails. And one thing I try to make sure is I don't make the same mistake twice, personally, in business, or in life. Okay? So what does that look like to become a manager or a supervisor or level up in your company? Is it just a bigger paycheck or do you still have to earn it? I'll let you guys answer that. You still have to earn it. You still have to be growing. And I will tell you that people that level up are self-motivators, they're self-starters, they're self-driven, they're self-dedicated, they communicate, and they have processes. There's processes that they do. And when you get into processes, you become great. When you get processes put in place, and you get really good communication put in place, and you believe in your product or the things that you are selling or the things that you are doing, and you truly care about your clients, your customers, and your employees, and you put your employees first as a supervisor, and you also put your guests first, let me tell you something. It's a formula for winning. You also have to paint the vision for people to show them how this looks. Example, I tell my team is, would everybody love to play in the Super Bowl? Would they love to play in the Stanley Cup, right? Into hockey? Would they love to go a season and win and run all the way up to the end and reach for the moon and come back with a star? Do you want to do it? You know what people say? Heck yeah, I want to do that. I used to use the Patriots, for example, and I used to ask people, would you like to be on the New England Patriots team or whatever your favorite team is? Let's just use them for example. And somebody might say, absolutely. Would you be on the team for free if you could be a bench or a water boy person? Would you be on, you know what they say? Absolutely. But then I say, how come when you're at work or you're working a job, you don't have that same mentality and mindset to want to do it? You want somebody to push you through time, and next thing you want to wake up and you want to be a millionaire and you want it given to you. And I'm going to tell you guys, the world is a tough place. Customers and dealing with people's tough things to do. Dealing with your trials and your tribulations of your life are very tough to do. And I'm going to tell you, the one thing that people have to learn if you're going to climb the ladder of success is, number one is, you cannot climb a ladder with your hands in your pocket. That's number one. Number two is, you got to make sure that you leave no stone unturned when you complete your day. You flipped every stone, every table, every counter, everything that you have to do, and you go home and you have to feel accomplished. But you also have to draw out that path for you and your people of how are we going to get from point A to point B to point C. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a small journey on how that should look. So I tell call it my football team, and we're in practice right now, and our season, say, starts in March, but it ends in December, and the Super Bowl in January, let's call it, for us. If we're going to make it to the Super Bowl, we have to go and we have to grow and create new innovative ways to not only grow ourselves, but to propel ourselves into the future and to be strong. Because if you have short, quick gains, you're going to have fast losses. You can't have fast gains and it stay steady. You want it to be gradual, but at a good pace. So example, in order for us to play our team, everybody has to be in their spot. I have to have my wide receivers. I have to have my centers. I have to have my blockers. I have to have my quarterback. I have to have my coach. And I have to make sure I have the right people. So then I got to say, okay, do I have the right people that are going to take me to this? And when we all talk to our teams together, we're saying, okay, in 1 month we're going to be here. In 2 months, we're going to be here. In 3 months, we're going to be here. And everybody's like, wow, that's awesome. And as you cover month one, you cover daily and weekly, monthly goals to make sure that you achieve it. But everybody has to see the canvas before the painting, and the painting goes on the canvas. And when you're halfway through it, you have to be able to see what the painting looks like. Is it a Picasso or did a 5-year-old do it? That's what we're talking about right now. So now let's take that into my business, right? The auto business. You take the auto business, for example, and you're only as good as your last month, and you're only as good as your last year. And you know what? We could talk about your wins 6 months ago and 12 months ago and 2 years ago and all that. Let me tell you something. You're only as good as your last month. So when you get in the car business, if you are trying to accomplish and beat last year's goals and get promoted, you need to put goals out there that are obtainable, and everybody needs to put them down on paper, and you must have action plans that match your goal. Example, if you're a salesperson right now and you're trying to move up in a company or be successful and make a lot of money, one of the biggest things you could say is, okay, I would like to sell 25 cars a month. Okay, Mr. Employee, how many cars did you sell last year and last month? I sold 15. Is 25 going to be realistic if we don't change anything? Probably not. So we got to make sure to have that growth pattern set up to grow throughout the year so that we can beat our last month and our last year goals. Make sense? And I can go on for hours about this. But if you don't have a pathway to your win, you are just not going to win. You don't just show up at work and just be there. You have to come to work with a plan of attack and a path to win. How does that look through the boss's eyes? The boss is going to love that. You do that, the boss is going to love what you do. Sunshine and rainbows. Everybody thinks it's easy. It's not. If it was easy, everyone would do it and everyone would be successful and nobody would have to talk about it. So now that you have that set up, are you set up for 2024 to do what you came to do? Are you set up for 2024 to project and exceed last year's goals regardless of economy, weather, or anything else? Because there's no excuses for successful people. There's only solutions to the problem. Are you going to bring excuses to the table? Are you going to bring solutions to the problem? Are you going to bring solutions for the win? And I'm going to tell everybody, the number one key that you could take with you today in this podcast is this. Number one, you got to have a great attitude, an excellent attitude. Number two, you have to be on time. Number three, you have to dress the part. Number four, you have to be energetic and excited. And number five, most importantly, show up. Show up every day and perform at your absolute best. If you want to be successful, you need to perform at your best. And if you're not the smartest person, you need to learn. And if you're not the smartest person, you need to be the hardest worker in the room. If you're not the hardest worker in the room, then dang it, you better be the smartest person in the room. Because then you know what? You can use that too, because brainwaves still cause people to be tired. It's still work, right? So what I want to get out of this in closing is this. You got to have belief. You got to start your day out right. You need to go above and beyond what you want to do. And you got to have a plan. You got to have goals with action plans. Man, you know, I'm super excited, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I want to tell you this. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. Please like and post and ask anything you want. I'll answer you. Ask questions. Coach Loggins is here to help you through this. We're helping together. We're taking this journey together, and we're running into the future, and we're going to make this look easy to everybody. I want to see all of you at the finish line, and man, am I excited. Can't wait to see episode number 6. Coach Loggins, out.
Look, they call him Coach Loggins. Born and raised, he from Chi-Town. Spreading love to the East Coast, it's a rap now. The game's over, it's winning season, I should've told you. Coach Loggins, the winning team, it's the takeover.